What's good, YouTube? Back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about HOAs, homeowner association horror stories. Let's get straight into it.
We haven't even moved in yet, and we received our first HOA complaint. It rained on the day our painters were going to paint the dormers. So now the top half of our house is a different color for the weekend. We've now had 3 people complain about us keeping the color scheme. Welcome to the neighborhood, I guess.
So imagine paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for a house, right? And you go to get your house painted, and it rains, and it's the weekend, so the painters can't come back until next week. And you already get several complaints from the HOA association telling you have to keep within a particular color for the neighborhood. I would never, ever, ever move into a HOA community at all.
Has anyone else had this experience before?
Mm, mm, mm.
Can I help you?
I want to talk to you. This is Elba. I want to show you something.
I'm sorry, I can't come to the door right now.
Get out your neighborhood bylaws. It's section 5.20. No signs shall be in the yard. If you don't take this harassment.
She came to this woman's door with the HOA bylaws and said, Section 20, point number 5, take this. You can't have no signs in your yard, your own front yard. HOA community is able to tell you what you can and cannot put in your front yard. Absolutely insane.
Biden scam. I will sue you. And I was going to have you sell my house, but that's not going to happen now, and you're going to lose a lot of business because of this crap. You get out your neighborhood association bylaws, section.
I think this had less to do with she was using these HOA and these bylaws just to get this woman to take down her Harrison Biden sign. Like I said, clearly she's not a fan of those two, and it really pissed her off that this woman had a Harrison Biden sign on her front lawn. So she was able to weaponize these HOA bylaws to try to get this woman to take down her sign. I mean, we're all supposed to, whether you feel, whatever your political stance is, we all have, a right to express our own personal views, freedom of speech.
5.20.
Well, I got all that on film.
I will say one thing. One of the greatest inventions of all time are these ring cameras. Without these ring cameras, there would be so much things that happen outside of people's houses that you would not believe if you wouldn't catch it on camera.
And I thought I would share it because it's also a malicious compliance story. Our house was a new build, so what happens is they wait till the last lot is built and sold, and then they hand it over to the owners, and then we create a HOA. And I had a sign in my front yard for 9 months that was one of those rainbow signs, in this house we believe signs. And it was there 12 by 14 inches, very small, right in front of our porch. And so when the crazy new racist hick neighbors moved in and got to be friends with all of the crazy wine moms who were on the board, immediately I got a complaint and a notice to take my sign down, immediately. And I said, well, that's interesting because it's been there for 9 months and I'm not sure why now is any different. But I see lots of signs on porches around the neighborhood. So you're going to have to show me that everybody's getting notices.
Like I said, like I mentioned in the other video we just watched, like I said, they use these HOA, certain sections in the HOA to weaponize certain things that they're not against or they're not feeling.
to take their signs down. And they said, oh no, there's a rule against signs. Signs are bad. There's a rule in the bylaws. Signs are bad. And I said, well, I again, am going to need a list of all the people that have welcome signs and holiday signs and my kids signs and like all that shit. I would like to see that they're also being told to take theirs down. And they came back and said, well, no, that's welcoming porch decor. Everybody can have welcoming porch decor. So I said, you're telling me that my little, literally 1 foot by 1 foot sign, almost 12 by 14 inches, is so egregious that I have to take it down. But if I want to buy a fucking plank and distress it and lay it on my porch and have it say welcome in rainbow paint, I can do that. And she said, yeah, pretty much. And I said, what about flags? And she said, no, flags are allowed as long as they're not hate speech. So I said, so I could have the same flag, 3 feet by 5 foot flag, as my 12 by 14 inch sign, and that's okay. But my little sign is not okay? She said, yes. So you better believe that a petty bitch ran to Etsy and had a custom welcome sign made on a plank that is rainbow letters that says everyone is welcome here, and leaned that fucker on our porch and made sure we screwed it in so nobody would come steal it, and also bought a 3x5 rainbow flag. And I have quite a collection of rainbow flags now, and human rights flags and stuff. And yeah, so that's how you do it. You follow the rules. You follow the rules exactly, because fuck those people.
Mm. Well, she definitely showed them. They tried to get petty. And like I said, I mean, she used their own bylaws against them. Like I said, I personally would never move into an HOA community because, like I said, I can feel like if you're on the wrong side of the people on the board, they could try to use those bylaws to potentially target you.
Hey, your HOA fee is going to increase by like 400.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard this girl's story, but she bought a condo next to her sister. The HOA was like $350, $400 a month. And then after she moved in, she got a letter saying they are essentially doubling the HOA dues, which is pretty crazy. I don't know too many places that would do that. A lot of times I'll just give you a very large assessment. So anyway, this one had a bunch of capital expenditures they wanted to do. They wanted to redo the roofs and siding and windows and a bunch of stuff. And she was very surprised because they didn't know any of this.
So essentially, they wanted to upgrade the place, and they said, "Hey, we're just going to pass this on to the condo owners, and hey, you know, you're paying 400, 350 a month, 400 a month. Now it's 800. Insane."
HOAs are not all bad, but you need to read the documents before you buy into them. One thing you want to always check is the reserves. So the reserves, when you pay your dues go to regular monthly expenditures, and then a portion should be set aside for reserves. The reserves are there to cover these large capital expenditures that will always come up because every home needs to be maintained, whether it's a single family home or a townhome, you need to maintain that property. So check the reserves. You want to make sure it has high reserves. The second thing is you want to read through all those documents they give you. It can be a lot, but you know what? Reading through them is going to save you money in the long run. So HOAs have to tell you if there's going to be an assessment, but it has to have been voted on. So if it hasn't been voted on yet, guess what? They don't have to tell you. So you're going to read through the minutes of all that HOA's meetings, and you're going to see what are they talking about in those meetings. Because guess what? Usually items like this have been talked about for months and months and months before they vote on it, and they finally decide to go ahead and move forward. So I have caught this for clients. We have negotiated thousands of dollars off the purchase price because we could tell that there was a big assessment coming up that was like a $24,000 special assessment. So if you're not sure, shoot me questions. HOAs are not all bad. I live in an HOA. You just need to read it well and know what you're getting into.
Sounds like the old saying, what they say, the devil is in the details. If you are going to sign up for HOA, you got to know what's in them bylaws.
You're supposed to have your garage closed, but as y'all can tell, that's not gonna happen.
So it looks like this gentleman has one of those Ram, like 2500, 3500, like Super Duty trucks. I'm guessing he's living in an HOA community. It's like some type of townhouse. And it says when you get towed because you're not allowed to park outside your own home. And I'm pretty much assuming that large truck does not fit in the garage without the door closing. So ultimately, he can't park outside the garage. So his vehicle is going to get towed, or I guess he's going to have to park outside of this community. I mean, that's kind of only honest, kind of on the homeowner. I feel like a little bit. I mean, with a super large truck like that, you should have probably tried to measure, or I mean, or if you drove the house, I'm sure you looked at the house, did a walkthrough, and tried to park that truck in the garage to see if it was going to fit beforehand to kind of avoid a situation like this.
So we'll see where it goes from here. Because literally it's so ridiculous. Like, everybody here, like, they just act like toddlers. Like, we just moved back.
Yep. When you get towed because you're not allowed to park inside your home, they literally got a tow sticker on the front of this. Yep. A warning. Diabolical.
Go to fucking war with my HOA, and I need you guys to tell me if I'm crazy or not. This is gonna be a bit of a story time, and I think what people don't realize about millennials, or maybe it's just me in particular, I'm not gonna back down from bullshit. If someone's trying to fuck me over or get one over on me, I'm not gonna stand for it, and I'm gonna fight back. So here's the deal. A little over a month ago, I got a warning letter from the management company from my HOA telling me that my lawn looked like shit, and I needed to fix it, otherwise I was gonna get fined. For reference, here was what was in the actual warning letter, right? So general landscaping. Please fertilize and seed your lawn to promote growth. That's all the instruction that was given in the warning letter. Easy enough. Went to Home Depot, I bought lawn soil, I bought fertilizer, I bought weed killer, I bought all the stuff. After watching a shitload of YouTube videos, I spent hours in my yard dethatching, pulling up all the dead grass, putting new soil down. Over the next couple of weeks, I spent time watering it, watching more YouTube videos, figuring out how to get the grass to grow, and I'm doing everything I can to try to get this fucking lawn to grow. Smash cut to a few weeks later, I get this lovely notice in the mail, and it's pretty much the same thing that I got in the original warning. A lot of the same language. You need to fertilize and seed your lawn, but there is one difference in this. They are fining me $125 for not taking action on my lawn after I already fucking took action on the lawn. And this $125 is absolutely fucking unjust. This aggression will not stand. I'll take this lying down. Are you fucking kidding me? $125? I want to show you before and after pictures of the lawn so you could tell me just how fucking...
So not only do you got to deal with either running a business or going to work every day, you might have to come home, take care of the children, take them to sporting events, make dinner. Now you got to be a professional landscaper. And you know, this dude went to Home Depot, probably spent a couple $100 on the supplies, tried to watch the YouTube videos, and now he ultimately wound up getting a fine for $125 for this lawn. Wow.
Insane, this $125 charges. Here's the before picture, right? And I'll be real with you guys. This looks really fucking bad. The lawn looked terrible. We're the worst looking lawn on the block. We're for sure lowering everyone's property value. So I'm not that mad about the original warning, but this is what it looked like before I did anything. And this is the picture that they included in the fine, saying that I hadn't done anything, that the lawn still looks bad, and that I needed to fertilize and seed my lawn, which I had already done. And I'm absolutely fucking flabbergasted, right? They gave me 2 weeks to figure out how to get grass to grow with only fertilizing and seeding? Hell no, that's not gonna fucking work. So I'm fighting this all the fucking way to the top. I'm calling the mayor, I'm going to City Hall. I don't give a shit. I am raising hell over this fine. But realistically, where we're at is I called the management company. They submitted an appeal. There's an appeals council. They told me, hey, don't worry, you don't have to show up to the meeting. I said, I'm fucking going to that meeting. Are you kidding me? Be there with bells on. You tell me when, where, and I'm fucking there. I'm gonna go full Johnny Cochran. Like, I wanna show up to this meeting with a fucking suit and tie. I wanna bring a briefcase. I want an easel with big printouts of the pictures. I wanna get one of those pointy wands that extends so I can use the wand to point at the pictures, so I can make these people realize what fucking shitheads they are. All right, judgment call time. Am I absolutely fucking insane about this or what?
I mean, the lawn did look like crap in that initial photo. The second photo, it did look a little bit better. I mean, but I think 2 weeks was not enough time to let the grass fully grow. So they should have gave him a little bit more of a grace period before they fined him $125. Okay, it says POV, you added 1,300 360 pounds of rock to your flower bed, and we're so proud it's your first homeowner project. Just to receive an HOA violation and 10 days to remove rocks because white isn't neutral. It's amazing, like that these HOA boards can have in their bylaws what type of can determine what you want to put in front of your house. Like I said, you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a house, and they can sit around and tell you, no, we don't like it. It's not neutral. I mean, like I said, those rocks didn't look bad at all. I could see if it was something like outrageous, like you're about to paint your house like, yellow or red, or something just totally outside the norm. But I mean, some rocks, come on.
HVAC guy came by today to take a look at my units. He said, Matt, why do you have those grasses around the units? I said, the HOA requires me to have something around those units to guard them from the street so people can't see them. He said, you can't have those around that unit. Mess up the back pressure on them blower motors, tear up your units. So guess what? I took them suckers out of there, and the HOA, they can just kiss it. I don't care if they see my units from the road. I ain't going by that rule if it tears up my stuff.
Yeah, he'll be getting a fine very, very, very shortly. But
My HVAC guy came.
Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you live in an HOA community? If so, do you have any HOA horror stories that you can share in the comments? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.